It's now that time, the time for an adventure. An adventure from the Casebooks of Faustian D'Azoral, Warlock at Law.
It has been observed, mainly by me, that the average person knows bupkis about the law. The average person knows less than bupkis. That's what I like about the average person, because it is the lack of knowledge that keeps me in my stylish offices, and not out on the street. However, it has also been observed, also by me, that perhaps I would get less migraines if the average client knew a little bit more than bupkis about how the law works before they come to the aforementioned stylish offices. So I, Faustian D'Azoral, have agreed to present the details of some of the shorter and more entertaining cases of my illustrious and varied career. The particular case I will refer to today began when a young half-elf came to me with a property dispute.
Welcome to the offices of Faustian D'Azoral, Warlock at Law. May I have your name and the nature of your problem?
Yes, I'm Arenther Gald. I'm in a certain amount of legal trouble. A property dispute, I guess.
Most people who come into Mr. D'Azoral's office are in legal trouble. If you'll take a seat, I'll see if he has time to speak with you.
There's a familiar voice. Although, this is a bit before he started the radio station. In fact,
I'm going to start a sort of broadcasting service from this tower. People will be able to hear all kinds of different informative and entertaining programming in their own homes through speaking stones.
You think it'll catch on?
I hope so, but there's a small problem. I've set up shop in this tower I found abandoned. Well, mostly abandoned, I guess, if you don't count the ghost.
If your problem's with a ghost, I'm probably not the person to help you. Try a cleric.
Oh no, the ghost is fine. He's gone now, actually. Turns out it used to be this spatial and information magic wizard's tower, and the wizard had built this device he called a cross-dimensional infinite library. It's supposed to have access to any form of media in any possible world, and as far as I can tell, it works. But he died before he could tell anyone how to use it, and that was all he wanted. He built the thing, and he wanted to tell someone how to use it, and he died. And 300 years later, I listened to him, and he moved on.
Okay.
Well, it was only abandoned because of the ghost. So, once he was gone, and I moved in, then his family showed up.
They wanted the tower back now that it wasn't haunted anymore.
They claimed not to know it had ever been haunted at all. These elves turned up saying that they hadn't seen Great Uncle Tirnak for 400 years, and would I please leave them to their mourning since he had apparently died.
And you want to tell them to get lost?
Yes. It was abandoned. I helped the ghost move on, I fixed the place up after centuries of neglect, and I like it there.
I'll see what I can do for you. Unfortunately, it probably doesn't count as legal abandonment since elves live so long. They could be telling the truth. I have some ideas. And I did have some ideas. Unfortunately, I was gonna need help and had to make a small bargain.
So, Faustian D'Azoral, I will grant you the power you seek. But, in return, you must grant me one of your deepest, darkest secrets.
Fine. When I summoned my dog from the pits of hell, I made a mistake and he didn't fully form, and I had to replace part of his snout with a prosthetic.
Your dog has no nose? How does he smell?
Like brimstone. He's a heckhound.
Heckhound? Aren't hellhounds more usual?
He was supposed to be a hellhound, but he's too good a boy for that.
That is good. I have taken that secret from you, and it is secret no longer. You must no longer hide these facts from people.
So now I've told you all about it. Not the worst deal I ever made, especially for the new power it granted me, which came in very useful at that trial.
Very well. We've heard the evidence of the plaintiffs urging for the eviction of Arenthair Gald from the residence outside of the city walls known as Treestone Tower. Does the defense have any evidence they'd like to present?
Yes, Your Honor. The plaintiffs claim that they had no idea the previous owner of the tower was dead, and thus no idea that they had inherited it. I'd like to call a witness to shed some light on the subject.
You may proceed.
I summon the Spirit of Tirnak, Wizard of Space and Information, from the astral plane where you now reside, to courtroom number 3 in Stone Tree Keep. I bind you to answer my questions and tell nothing but the truth.
What is the meaning of this? Your witness is deceased? This is most irregular.
With respect, Your Honor, it's not. Post-living citizens such as zombies and vampires have testified before. Why keep my witness from testifying? Your Honor heard my incantation. Tirnak the ghost literally cannot lie while I have summoned him. He will be the most honest and reliable witness this courtroom has ever seen.
Acceptable. Proceed.
Witness, please state your name and occupation for the court.
Tirnak, should I give my current occupation or the one I held when I was alive?
Why not both? I think it's relevant.
Right now, I'm a ghost. Until recently, I haunted my tower. Before that, I was a spatial and information magic wizard working on a complex piece of magical equipment, my cross-dimensional infinite library.
And did you complete your work on the device before you died?
Oh yes, just barely. By a matter of minutes, I think. It finally worked, and I was so excited to show someone, so I rushed to tell someone, but I fell down the stairs and died.
And you didn't move on to the afterlife then?
How could I? I hadn't shown anyone how to use the cross-dimensional infinite library. It is quite complex.
Yes. Now, if you'll look over at the plaintiff's table, those are members of your family, yes?
Yes, I believe so. I haven't seen them since I died.
So, did they know you had died? And if so, why did they leave the tower?
To get away from the noise I was making, I think. I couldn't leave the lab, and no one would come in to learn how to operate the cross-dimensional infinite library, no matter how much a racket I made, wailing and knocking things around like nobody's business. I'm actually rather ashamed of the temper tantrums I used to throw.
But someone did eventually listen, correct?
Oh yes, the half-elven man sitting at the table over there.
The defendant, Arenthair Gald.
He's the one.
Let's be clear, your family left because they couldn't stand the noise from your haunting.
Yes, they didn't even really listen to me when I was alive. Why should they have when I was dead?
They claim they did not abandon the tower and did not know that you were dead. They feel this means they are entitled to it.
What? No, they did abandon it. They abandoned me.
So the person to inherit your tower and all of its contents is
Arenthair Gald.
Thank you very much. The defense rests, Your Honor.
Wow. Thank you for doing that. I mean, it is a little messed up that to do it we had to rip an elderly wizard back from his peaceful afterlife. But I am glad I don't have to find another place to live.
Don't worry about it. He was happy to do it, and he is back where he belongs. Now,
Yes?
about payment.
Ah.
You were going to start a sort of, what did you call it, broadcast thing for entertainment? You think it'll take off?
I hope so. My goal is for everyone to have a speaking stone in their house. Why?
Here's what I want. When you get it up and running, I want to be able to advertise on it. Let people know about my services.
Advertising, huh? I never thought about that. You know what? Deal. If you represent us in legal matters, you can have ads on every day if you like.
So there you have it. I gave up some slightly embarrassing secrets and some time, and in return, I basically got a lifetime advertising deal. And if you hire me, Faustian D'Azoral, Warlock at Law, I'll put that same deal-making prowess to work for you. Call today.